God packs are good again. Deluxe Pack EX have one less card than all the other packs before it, and they introduce parallel foils, who have their own offering rates, and there's no 1-star shiny in this set. With this much change, I think the real question is, does it affect your odds of pulling good cards, or the cards that you specifically want? And that is why we do these offering rates analysis in these videos. Shout out to Banana Tanks for this beautiful graphic on the offering rates. Now, the short answer to this entire video is that actually, even with one less card in a pack, your chance of getting a high rarity of a card, as long as you're not after a specific card, isn't negatively affected. The chance of you getting a 1-star card, as long as it doesn't matter which one, is 1 in 8, which is about the same as previous sets. The chance of you getting a specific one, so let's say you only want Floragato, then it's 1 in 47, which is not too different to previous sets. For example, you will need to open 8 packs to get one 1-star card on average. But if you're after a specific card, let's say a Floragato, then it's 1 in 47, which is essentially the same odds as, say, Wisdom of Sea and Sky. 1 in 8 packs will get you a 1-star card, and 1 in 85 packs will get you a specific one, but that's only because Wisdom of Sea and Sky had more 1-star cards in the pool, so the chance of you getting a specific one is lower. Compared to Secluded Springs, well, it's actually better odds with the Deluxe Pack, because there are less cards. There's one less 1-star card in the pack, 1 in 39 pack chance of getting a specific 1-star card. Let's say you're only after Latios. The chance of you pulling the rarity, doesn't matter which, is still 1 in 8 regardless. And that is despite having one less card in the pack. The reason is because if you look at the offering rates of cards, let's go to Secluded Springs, the chance of getting a 1-star card is 2.572% in the 4th card position and 10.288% in the 5th card position. But in Deluxe Pack EX, there are only 4 cards, and there is only one position, the 3rd card position, which is basically the combined rate of the 4th and 5th position of previous sets. Therefore, your odds of pulling a 1-star card actually remains about the same. The rate is simply not as split among the cards. In physical TCG terms, what you're actually getting is less bulk. You know, all those sort of low rarity cards that people just cast aside and aren't really worth anything, you're simply getting less cards, but the chance of you pulling a good card remains about the same. We'll go through all the changes of the offering rates in a moment, but let's take a look at the rest of the image because this is a really good summary. The chance of you getting an immersive card, the Pikachu EX, is about 1 in 90 packs, approximately the same as every other expansion before it. And that's despite having one less card because the rates got combined. 2-star rarity remains to be about 1 in 40 packs, unless you're hunting a specific one by opening packs. So if you only want Professor's Research as the full art, the 2-star, then you're going to need to open on average about 610 packs. This is the 2nd worst we've ever had it. It sounds pretty bad, but it actually isn't the worst. Technically, the worst we've ever had it is with Shining Revelry. And that's because of how many EX cards they introduced at once, and each EX card had also the 2-star variant and also some rainbow borders. The chance of you getting a specific 2-star is 1 in 653 packs. But if you can settle for any 2-star card and it doesn't really bother you which, the rates are about the same, so that's not a concern with Deluxe Pack EX. Also, in case you haven't noticed, the Pokemon 2-star cards in this set are basically all of the pack art Pokemon. So not every EX Pokemon got a 2-star in this set, rather everyone that made it to a pack art. So remember Genetic Apex, we had Pikachu, Mewtwo and Charizard. Mythical Island was Mew. Celestial Guardians, of course, was Lunala and Solgaleo. Palkia and Dialga for Space-Time Smackdown. Buzzwole for Celestial Guardians. Lugia and Ho-Oh for the copyright infringement packs. Arceus EX for Triumphant Light. So the choice of the 2-star card seems very sensible for a set that basically ends the A1 series. Professor Oak seems like a good choice too, because, well, we just haven't got a full art Professor Oak up to this day. We only had the one that you can get from the shops. Although I'm not sure why Lily and Lusamine specifically got the 2-star in this set, especially given Lily's appeared so many times already. She already got a 2-star and an immersive, and then she got a 2-star again? Not to mention, now she's also got a foil variant. Crown Rare remains to be about the same as well. In 1 in 485 packs or so, you're expected to get 1 Crown Rare, not too different to other sets. And this is where things start to look a bit different. With Deluxe Pack EX, there is no 1-star shiny card. There are still 2-star shiny cards. The rate of any 2-star shiny remains to be the same as previous sets. The odds of pulling a specific one improve because there aren't many in this set, just 2. In fact, this is the best we've ever had it if you're hunting a specific shiny card. Dark Tina is a very meta deck to this day, and for a lot of PvP players, they would be glad to find only those 2 got the shiny for this set. So I actually wouldn't be too upset if you told me you were chasing the shiny cards in this set, because they're both meta and relatively achievable. What happened to the 1-star shiny rates though? Did they get pushed somewhere else? Because if everything else remains about the same, the odds of pulling 1-star shiny would have gone somewhere. It's not like you can just take away a rarity and not fill it with something else in terms of the percentages for the offering rates. Well, it got reshuffled into the remaining rarities I haven't talked about. So, as you know, every deluxe pack comes with a guarantee of a 4 diamond, hence 1 in 1, because, well, every pack you open, you'll get 1 4 diamond guaranteed. In fact, there's no other rarity that can be in that same slot, which can be both a good and a bad thing. Good if you're trying to complete your EX collection. Bad because, well, there's no chance of you pulling any higher rarity in this slot. So it's not like in that slot you can get anything above a 4 diamond rarity. Thankfully, as I said, the offering rates are not affected for the high rarity because they simply got combined into 1 card slot that isn't the EX slot. Again, we'll come back to this in a moment. And so the question is it harder or easier to get your EX cards in this set? Well, there's 2 factors at play here. While you get 1 EX card guaranteed in every pack, so it sounds like it'll be easier than previous sets to get your EX cards, you also have the largest number of EX cards to pull from. So 1 in 75 packs, you'll be on average able to pull the specific one that you're after. Guess what? There are literally 75 EX cards in this set, and that includes everything from the start of the game up until, but not including, Secluded Springs. Understandably, because Secluded Springs is the most recent set before Deluxe Pack EX, so I guess they didn't want to include it because you just recently pulled for it. So this number is actually very easy to understand. There are 75 EX cards, therefore 1 in 75 packs will give you the one that you're after. But every pack will give you an EX card. If you've ever had trouble understanding the difference between the odds of pulling a specific rarity versus a specific card, this is probably the best way to understand it. Compared to Secluded Springs, well, the chance of you pulling a specific 4 diamond, the one that you want, is a little worse because there are simply less EX cards in the pool for other specific sets like Secluded Springs. But it's actually better rates than Shining Revelry. Shining Revelry had a large number of EX cards introduced at once, but unlike Deluxe Pack EX, it's not a guarantee in every pack, so 1 in 12 packs could get you an EX card, but 1 in 108 will on average get you the specific one that you want. Or 3 diamond rarity, the chance of you getting any 3 diamond is 1 in 3. Now this doesn't include the parallel foil cards that we're going to discuss in a moment. So these are just the non-foil ones, which is pretty good. This is actually better than previous sets around 1 in 4 packs. The odds of you pulling 1 diamond and 2 diamond cards are actually reduced. which is fine because nobody really cares about these rarities anyway. We used to get 3 1 diamond cards guaranteed per pack, whereas in this set only 1 in every pack. For 2 diamond, it is very slightly harder to pull than previous sets, but once again, probably not a rarity you care that much about, until you realize your Pokédex for the Deluxe Pack EX has a huge number of 1 diamond and 2 diamond cards. Just to let you know how many, there are 64 1 diamond cards in total in Deluxe Pack EX, and 52 diamond cards, not including the foils. If you include the foils, it's double, because for every 1 diamond, there is a parallel foil version of it in this set. As for 3 diamond, there are 25 in this set, 50 if you include the foil version. Now that's actually less than what we would expect if every card got included from before. So only a selection of 1 diamond, 2 diamond and 3 diamonds got carried into Deluxe Pack EX. Hold on, it seems like the developers actually picked the meta cards from the previous sets to be included in this set, which is great because you could use your parallel foils to flex if you're using them in decks. So these are all the 3 diamonds from the previous sets, and you see a lot of these in meta gameplay. I'm not too sure what factors they use to decide on these cards specifically, but maybe they just pull data from PvP and just basically chose the top most used cards for this set. So it's not just for 4 diamond cards that it's beneficial to pull on this set. It's actually generally for the meta, for people who want to catch up on building their PvP decks, to pull on this set. There's more than one reason for it. It's great because the chance of you pulling any 3 diamond is actually quite high, and this doesn't even include the foil cards, so if you combine that, it's even better than this. The biggest challenge is trying to get specific cards. If you only want a Crobat, then because of the sheer size, the sheer pool of cards in this set, it's going to be a lot more difficult, but what you can do is you can trade for them because they're going to be 3 diamond cards. However, if you want to complete your decks in this set, you cannot use previous cards even if they're duplicates, so you'll actually have to trade for cards that are from this set. For example, I've got this Charizard here from Deluxe Pack EX, but I also pulled it once from Genetic Apex. So when I trade for it, and if someone needs to complete their Pokédex or their binder for Deluxe Pack EX Charizard, I'd actually have to go to this button here and select the right option. Now I can't actually click here because Deluxe Pack EX is not currently tradable, but what I can show you is for Old Amber, which actually appeared in 2 sets prior to Deluxe Pack EX, both Genetic Apex and Mythical Island, you can actually choose which set you're going to trade from to help the other person complete their collection or vice versa. This is important because I think Deluxe Pack EX cards are slightly higher value than the same cards from the previous set because Deluxe Pack EX is a limited time only, so you want to trade Deluxe Pack EX for Deluxe Pack EX cards when completing your binders. Now you get pretty much the same story with 1 diamond and 2 diamond. The sheer number of cards in this set is pretty big. The chance of you getting a specific 1 diamond or 2 diamond is significantly lower. But the rate's slightly better if you include foil cards. Foil cards are these cards that have a bit of a gloss to them, but not on the main artwork, and I call these reverse holos in physical TCG. Now there is a simple way to understand how parallel foils offering rates are, but it looks overly complicated in the offering rates provided by the game. So let's go through these numbers now. When you pull on a Deluxe Pack EX expansion pack, most of the time you get a regular pack. There is a 1 in 2,000 chance that you'll get a God pack. Now let's look at the regular packs first. There are 4 cards that you can pull. The first card is guaranteed to be 1 diamond. In other packs, there are 3 cards that do this. So it makes sense that we are simply getting less 1 diamond cards in this set whenever we pull. Now there are no foils in that first slot. In the second card that you get either a 2 diamond with an 82% chance, or a 1 diamond with a 17% chance. The third card is where it gets tricky. We'll come back to this in 1 second. The fourth card is easy to understand. That one is the guarantee that you get. The fourth card gives you a guarantee on a 4 diamond, but also note that you can't get anything rarer than a 4 diamond. So it's a double-edged sword for this fourth card. Thankfully, the odds of pulling rarer cards were simply combined into the third card slot. You'll notice that these numbers are higher than what they were in previous packs. While there are some rounding issues, they approximately equate to the combined rate of 4th and 5th slot for the high rarities like Crown Rare, 2-star Shiny, 3-star, 2-star, and 1-star, which I used as an example at the start of the video. Where things change were from 3 diamond and below. So 3 diamond card is 40%, which is significantly higher than what we had before, but that includes both foil and non-foil. If we were simply to combine the rates of previous sets, the 4th and 5th slot for 3 diamond, we should get about 25% in this spot. But we don't, because this spot now combines foil and non-foil. So I broke it down for you. With 3 diamond non-foil, it's 31%. 3 diamond with a foil is 9%, which combines to the 40% that you see here. It looks even more confusing because the rates are not equally split among all the cards. Look at the non-foil card having a much higher percentage chance of pulling than the foil cards for 3 diamond rarity. Now, if you pull on a 2 diamond or a 1 diamond rarity in the third card slot, it's guaranteed to be a foil. But what you might notice is that all of the rates of the foil cards, regardless if it's 1 diamond, so this Bulbasaur foil has a 0.359% chance of pulling, or 2 diamond red has a 0.359% chance of pulling, as well as the 3 diamond foil is also 0.359% chance of pulling. So the easiest way to understand this is that all foil cards have the exact same rate of getting, which explains why they all have a 1 in 277 pack chance of getting either the 1 diamond, 2 diamond, or 3 diamond foil version if you're after a specific card. The pool of cards are different though. There are a different number of 3 diamond, 2 diamond, and 1 diamond, and therefore the rates of getting that rarity is different. But otherwise, they have the exact same rate. The chance of you pulling foil Crobat, or foil Rocky Helmet, or foil Magikarp is actually exactly the same. It does sound a bit harsh though because of the sheer pool of different cards that you can get in the foil version, that you need 278 packs to get the specific one that you want. So in my opinion, it's not really worth chasing a specific foil card. But if you don't really care what foil card you get, you're happy with either 1 diamond, 2 diamond, or 3 diamond, well, the rates of you getting foil is very high. There is a 50% chance, in other words 1 in every 2 packs, that you will get a foil card in the pack. But there are a total of 139, so the sum of these 3 numbers, of foil cards to collect. Now, I won't bore you with the maths because it was a bit complicated, because we couldn't use previous templates for calculations to understand these numbers since, well, 4 diamond, it doesn't exist in the third slot, and 1-star shiny got completely removed. So we had to redo all of these calculations. But you can see how offering rates kind of got overhauled because of these changes. Probably the best news I have for you guys though is that if you do pull on a God Pack, or what's called a rare pack, your chance of getting good cards is good again. Because of the lack of 1-star shiny and the few amount of 2-star shinies, many people had previously complained with their God Packs getting way too many shiny cards as opposed to the actual new and rare cards when they did land a God Pack. In fact, the chance of you getting a shiny card is only 7.7%. Chances are, if you do get a God Pack, you won't see many shinies at all. Relatively speaking, you're going to be more likely than recent sets to get Crown Rare, Immersive, 2-star, and still a good amount of 1-stars to get. The way God Packs work is that it just simply divides the number of cards between 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, shiny, and Crown Rares equally. So you can see they're all 3.8% in their offering rates. So the more cards that you can get from a God Pack compared to Secluded Springs, the rates are smaller for each card, but there are these 2-star and 1-star shinies that take up 42% of the cards available to be pulled in that rare pack, that chances are you're just going to see shinies. So chances are you're going to see God Packs more like this Although the problem is you only get 4 cards as opposed to 5. So you have 4 cards that are better rarities, but you get 1 less slot to try for something good. So we're trading away 1 slot for better rates. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.